Hello everyone, this is Muna, and for my Programming Languages project, I will be talking to you about my documentations of the programming language Calico. First, I will talk to you about the background of Calico and its history. Then, I will go to its development and the goals of implementing it. And after that, I will talk to you about some of its footsteps and the languages that were developed after then derived from Logo. Lastly, I will talk about Calico Logo. The development of Logo started from the study of the theory behind how children learn, and thus it aimed towards making a language that is easy for children to understand through interactive exploration rather than regular structured curriculum. Logo was originally designed in aims of introducing kids and children to programming concepts of computer science. And so it was developed to be easily understood. At the same time, it was aimed towards being mathematically powerful and being able to cope with complex problems. Its highlights are its main features, which are flexibility, modularity, extensibility, and interactivity. The Logo language continues to be further developed, broadening its usage to many fields until today. Those fields include mathematics, language, music, robotics, science, and telecommunications, and much more. And thus, the title of this slide, which is the light bulb of the century, because Logo resulted in the development of many important applications in many fields as a result of the development of many languages from it. The applications are very widely used and relied on these days, and I will spend a few slides to shed light on these important applications and the importance of Logo to them. Logo was first developed in the 1960s, and it was derived from Lisp, except it doesn't have parentheses. It was developed by a group in MIT, composed and led by Seymour Papert and Wallace Vierzig. It aimed for flexibility and accessibility, and these aims were achieved by the visualization aspect of the language, where its development involved the most famous implement of the turtle, which is we see right in the corner of the slide. The turtle is a robot that is given commands and that moves according to these commands. But the turtle, instead of being a robot, was evolved to become graphically on the screen, which was used to draw shapes and designs. In 1970s, the development of the Logos turtle led to the establishment to two very well-known mechanics, Apple II and Texas Instruments. Although these mechanics share a lot of similarities in the version of the codes, Apple used turtle graphics and language projects, whereas the Texas Instruments video games hardware was more object-oriented. In the 1980s, Logo Computer Systems Incorporation was established, and it was a place where many teachers and writers and researchers became involved and contributed to the development of Logo. The main leaders of this company were Seymour Papert, Brian Silverman, and Cynthia Solomon. And this establishment led to the development of the famous Atari Cambridge Research Center. And from there, Logo became more famous and started to spread. In the 1970s, computers became top hit, and Apple adopted Mac Logo to make its famous personal computers. And this picture shows the evolution of the symbols of Apple, starting with the Isaac Newton under the apple tree until the recent sign of Apple. In the 1990s and the 21st century, more and more languages were developed from and derived from Logo, and many of them are very well known nowadays. And although these languages are different from one another, they all share the same the visualization aspect, emphasizing the importance of visualizing and the visualization aspect of computer and learning computer science. And a few of these languages are NetLogo, StarLogo, UCBLogo, and Scratch. And from Scratch, Jigsaw was also developed. This picture shows the turtle that is used in NetLogo, which is a programming language I just mentioned that uses modeling systems and focuses on the behavior of each agent into evolving to a one coherent complex system. So now I'll talk a little bit about Calico Logo. Calico Logo is still a work in progress, but its interpreter uses tokenization, which calls on these tokens from the tracking stream and then continues to run them to return the value of the expressions. To define a function, it uses the word to, and to signal the end of the function, it uses the word end. And as we can tell, it uses a lot of word syntax rather than acronyms. And I will talk about that in a little bit. But comments in Calico Logo are used by starting the line with a semicolon, and it is case sensitive. So as we can see in the slide, this was one example that says print sentence brackets pumpkin spice brackets latte with brackets whipped cream, and my emphasis here is on the word sentence, which symbolizes the use for word syntax, emphasizing the goal of simplicity. And there is, like, if you enter this in, as we can tell, the output is pumpkin spice latte with whipped cream, printing a sentence. More examples of these are make, thing, first, last, and output. And it really was just to show how the emphasis of it to be a simple language, easy for the young programmers to understand and visualize. In assigning variables, Logo uses the word make, and as we can see, the first picture says make column, and then C, and then the value of it. And to call on this variable, this thing, is called print thing, and then quotation mark and C, and as we can see from the picture, it returns the value 3, which is the value of C. In the bottom picture, we can see a program that makes, if you input a word, it returns the plural of it, and hence it's called plural. So it's plural, uses a word, and the output is the word that you input it, and then followed by S. And this is one example. Plural, chicken, return chickens. And Logo also uses special forms that have side effects, and a short list of them is make, to, local, for, tell, and make attribution, and local make. And those also stress the usage of word syntax, achieving the goal of simplicity for Logo. So Logo really has led to development of many languages, and although it really aimed at educational purposes, and it also still serves this function, it helped to implement and develop other languages that are used in many other aspects. And as we saw with the Apple using Mac logo, and then Atari, which is an important invention, and it developed to and evolved to what's famous right now, Xbox and PSP. And so the application of Logo didn't really stop at education. It involved mathematics, language, music, robotics, science, telecommunication, developmental psychology, and many other aspects. And with that, that's it for Logo, and thank you for listening.